This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
Good evening and thanks for joining us here at 11 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. Let's get right to the very latest on the coronavirus and its impact on Indiana. Indiana's death toll from COVID-19 is now 562. That's 17 more deaths confirmed since yesterday. The number of confirmed cases in our state, more than 11,000. More than 61,000 people have been tested so far in Indiana. Beginning tomorrow, the Indiana State Health Department will host more COVID-19 drive-through testing clinics around the state. 4 new sites will open in Fort Wayne, Gary, Greensburg, and Sellersburg. The clinics run from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Wednesday. They are open to symptomatic healthcare workers, first responders, and essential workers. Testing will also be available to symptomatic people who live with one of those workers, along with people who have COVID-19 symptoms and underlying medical concerns that put them at higher risk.
It's an interesting time. I think this is new territory for everyone.
Tonight, local companies are answering a call to help workers on the front lines during the COVID-19 pandemic. Indianapolis-based product design and development company Catalyst is filling requests for clients who are ordering personal protective equipment. On a typical day, the company designs and produces everything from baby toys to car parts and medical equipment. In just 2 weeks, they have gone from design to prototype to production for PPE. Right now, they are receiving constant requests for quick development and production of this equipment to help battle COVID-19.
It's an unusual time to be in business, especially our type of business. We've got a lot of requests for PPE, personal protection equipment, a number of masks, goggles, face shields, and a lot of those products that we're doing for clients, they're large customers that, personal protection equipment is not their core competency, but just based on what's going on, they want to do their part, so they're shifting some of their production over.
The CEO says the masks have been tested and are effective for healthcare workers. So far, they've made a few thousand products. By next week, they will be in full production with tens of thousands of products being produced. During the pandemic, some businesses are seeing an increased demand for their services, and that includes Stratus Building Solutions, a commercial cleaning company that sanitizes gyms, offices, and schools. Recently, they've received a lot of phone calls from businesses concerned about employees showing COVID-19 symptoms and the steps that they need to take. Stratus follows CDC guidelines, which calls for employees to leave the building for 4 hours to allow droplets to fall to the ground, and then they sanitize everything. The company's president says they never used to get emergency calls, but now they do.
That's really shifted as a result of COVID-19. I mean, my phone has rung really around the clock. We've become more responsive to emergent situations as they've kind of popped up, and making sure that we're sanitizing those facilities and giving people a chance to get back into their work environments if they're an essential business as soon as they can.
The company's president says your biggest concern when cleaning should be high-touch areas like doorknobs, keyboards, and refrigerators. He says it starts with prevention, washing your hands and sanitizing these areas daily at home and in your workspace. New at 11, COVID-19 is impacting a local foundation that focuses on planting new trees every year, but the group is figuring out a way to still meet their goal. Hans Heinzelman owns a hardwood floor company in Muncie. Years ago, he started planting a tree for every floor job. He then met Charlie Mason, who loves trees and has a mission to plant them and educate people. The two developed the Plant Roots Foundation. For the past 9 years, they have planted trees with Cub Scouts and sent those trees home with each one. But this year, due to COVID-19 and no scout program, they had to come up with Plan B.
It's a little disheartening. It's a good program. The boys love it. The people like doing it, and so then we just had to think our way around that and figure out how we were going to make this happen. Because you got 1,000 trees, and they're coming, and they're alive, and something has to be done with them.
So this weekend, they did a mass planting while social distancing at a private residence in Mounce, where they planted more than 400 trees. And then today, they gave out about 100 more in Mounce at the Hub Garden. What's left, they will put in pots to summer over and give away at the Art Walk in the fall. Next year, they hope to be back to normal with the Boy Scouts of America planting even more trees. RTV6 is putting the focus on businesses that are still open during the pandemic through our We're Open Indy initiative. Our Troy Washington is talking to a local florist who would normally be very busy during this time of year. She's showing us why community support is so important during these tough times.
Lisa Slammer's love for all things floral has blossomed over the years.
Started working at Gilbert's when I was in high school. I bought the shop in 2004.
For more than a decade now, she's owned Gilbert's Flower Shop, brightening people's days with floral arrangements, no matter the occasion.
It's kind of become my passion. I, love beautiful flowers and floral design, and just kind of that's a part of me.
She admits, though, COVID-19 has slowed the flow of business.
It has certainly taken, its toll on us. We've had some pretty slow days, and I've tried to do what I can. I am taking deliveries, and we've had a few people come in for pickup orders.
She's even offering curbside service so people can pick up their orders while social distancing.
I hope to think we do everything we can to make our customers happy, and personalized service is certainly something we do. I work every day. I'm there, hands-on.
Even with the modifications, Slimmer says business is not the same as it usually would be during this season. During the springtime, she has Easter, Mother's Day, and even prom to typically look forward to.
This season is prom season, and unfortunately, none of the kids get to do that. I don't think anybody's seen this in their lifetime, something like this.
Though the COVID-19 pandemic has changed how things are done, this florist wants to remind customers she's open and here for them, ready to meet all floral needs. Working for you, Troy Washington, RTV6.
Troy, thank you. And right now on the RTV6 app and the IndyChannel.com, under our We're Open Indy section, you can find all of the businesses that have been featured. If you want your store or business featured, email us at workingforyou@RTV6.com.
I had no clue that this was happening. And when I saw the horses, I said, oh, there must be a parade coming. And when the first car stopped by, I just thought it was some friends of ours that had just driven by to drop off some cheesecake.
A big surprise today for a local pastor, and our photographer was there to capture it all. Members from Lawrence United Methodist Church wanted to show their pastor just how much they appreciate him. So the group met at the church and then drove by his house holding signs and honking their horns. They say Pastor Joseph Johnson has been there for everyone in the congregation, not only before the virus, but constantly throughout this time as well. They say they have had virtual services every Sunday, Bible study twice a week, and church prayer groups on Wednesday using Zoom. So today, they wanted to show him just how much they appreciate him.
I heard about the plan just a few days ago. However, I did not know Channel 6 was going to be involved. So that was definitely a surprise for me, a really nice surprise. But it was difficult to try to keep this man to stay home. He really, really loves his job, loves being at the church.
He is always there for us. Whenever we need prayers, whenever we need, he's breaking bread with us, he's praying with us, he's joining in.
My hope and anticipation is that people will build on the excitement that's come from dealing with adversity and realize that even in dark times that we can hold on to the hands of each other and hold on to the hands of God.
Well, a total of 63 members drove by the pastor's home in the parade today, including 2 horses that normally take part in their Palm Sunday celebrations. Now to your Storm Team 6 forecast, meteorologist Kyle Mounce joining us from his home studio. Hi, Kyle.
Hey there, Nicole. Yeah, it turned into a very nice evening in much of central Indiana once we finally started to clear out some of those clouds, and it really helped out our temperatures. We got to 63 in Indianapolis, even close to 70 in the Lafayette area, but those temperatures were held back by the clouds around Bloomington, and that's also one of the cooler spots this evening as we have those temperatures already at 43 in Monroe County. Meanwhile, it's still 54 in Indianapolis. Still could have some patchy frost. We just can't seem to shake these chilly nights across the area. I don't think it'll be all that widespread, but as we go especially near and north of Interstate 70, that's where we could have some of those frosty conditions. We'll talk about the warmth coming our way in just a few minutes.
Kyle, thank you. Still to come on the news at 11, more protests in American cities as lawmakers focus on how to contain the economic devastation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And getting your car fixed may not seem like a big deal right now, but it can be crucial for essential workers these days. Coming up next, see how one local line of auto repair shops is keeping some very important vehicles on the road.
Here's.org/regions.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
President Trump says lawmakers are close to a deal on a second round of stimulus money for the millions of Americans impacted by stay-at-home orders. Meanwhile, more protesters took to the streets in several cities demanding their states reopen. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimber with the latest.
President Trump beginning Sunday's briefing with some good news for the millions of Americans out of work amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
We're continuing to negotiate with the Democrats to get our great workers and small businesses all over the country taken care of. I think we're getting close to a deal. Could happen. Could happen. A lot of good work has been going on.
The stay-at-home orders taking a devastating toll on the economy. Protesters in Colorado calling on the governor to reopen their state.
So the coronavirus is very real, it's very scary, and it's affecting a lot of families, and it's very tragic. But the means that we are implementing are not justifying the ends.
Similar protests in California, Florida, Texas, and Washington. Michigan's economy hit particularly hard. Reports indicate a quarter of the state's workers have filed for unemployment.
I'm the one that puts a roof over my head. I'm the one that gets my own groceries and stuff. And if I don't have an income, how am I supposed to do this?
In New York, the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak, signs the curve is starting to go down.
We controlled the beast. We apexed, we plateaued, it's coming down the other side. But the beast is still alive.
With more than 36,000 confirmed cases in Massachusetts, the state has now had more than 100 deaths a day for the past 5 days.
We're right in the middle of the surge now.
Mayor Walsh has declared a public health emergency in the city of Boston.
Police in Boston using sound trucks to relay messages, urging everyone to stay home. And governors of Virginia and Maryland saying their states are still bracing for the peak. Many experts say testing is the key to reopening. The president shifting focus on the lack of testing to the states.
You must remember that the governors wanted to have total control over the opening of their states, but now they want to have us, the federal government, do the testing. And again, testing is local.
Adding the governors can't have it both ways. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, Washington.
Andrew, thank you. Call 6 Investigates is looking into problems Hoosiers are having with their stimulus checks, including checks appearing to go into the wrong bank accounts. Jeff Hughes of Richmond contacted Call 6 after he went to the IRS website to check the status of his refund. He did not recognize the last 4 digits of the account. The IRS has said if a check goes into a closed account, the bank will reject it and you'll get a paper check in the mail. But Jeff was worried someone out there has his money.
But I know the account number is not an old account of mine. So, I tried to reach out to the IRS, got nowhere. Tried to contact Greg Pence. And of course, I've not heard a thing from his office. So, I also reached out to you and hopefully we can figure something out.
And thankfully, we have heard from Jeff, and he says the money finally showed up in the right account. We reached out to the national and local IRS, and we are still waiting to hear back as to why this is happening and what you should do. Democracy 2020. Due to the coronavirus outbreak, the Indiana Election Commission has changed some policies for the state's June 2nd primary election. The new changes are the following. Limited early in-person voting will be available for 1 week from May 26th to June 1st. The Secretary of State and the Indiana Election Division will provide counties with training and guidelines on mail handling procedures and personal protective equipment. The commission says that all public buildings such as fire stations and school buildings should be available for use for the June 2nd primary. All absentee ballot applications submitted after December 2nd will be accepted regardless of excuse given, as long as they are otherwise compliant with Indiana law. The Bureau of Motor Vehicles is working to get more truckers on the road to deliver critical supplies and to be available for the start of the agriculture season in our state. The BMV is opening 3 more branches around the state by appointment only to process new commercial learners permits, new CDL or commercial driver's licenses, and upgrade or downgrade the CDL to add tank vehicle or hazardous material endorsement. Indianapolis West on Crawfordsville Road is already open for this service. Starting on Monday, the Beech Grove and Carmel branches will also be open for these specific appointments. To schedule one, just call 888-692-6841. And HiringHoosiers.com is your source for all kinds of employment information. You'll find more companies that are hiring right now, support for small businesses, plus information about unemployment benefits. And we've been talking a lot about restaurants around our area that have remained open over the past few weeks, but many other businesses are just as important. Not many vehicles are on the road right now, but it's important to keep them all moving. Brad Brown shows us how one Indy auto shop is giving back.
Most of us are not doing a lot of driving these days, but for many, being on the road has to happen. The likes of medical personnel, first responders, not to mention the thousands of trucks and transports it takes to get the essential stuff that we all need from point A to point B. That's where car service centers like Best One Indy come into the mix. With 10 locations around the area, Best One continues to take care of the vehicles that are helping take care of us. Best One is offering vehicle pickup and delivery if you're not able to get away. And they have also added curbside drop-off for vehicles as well. On the commercial side, they have a steady stream of semis, vans, and trucks coming through to stay ready for action. Best One Vice President Scott McKenzie talked to us about his crew and being able to continue servicing at this crucial time.
They're happy to be here at work supporting our customers, whether it be somebody that needs to get themselves to work or whether it's people that go to work to help others through the medical industry or whatnot. But yeah, it's been a nice sense around here. This is kind of unprecedented times for everybody, but we're here to take care of anything you need. Like I said, we've been doing it for 34 years. We're going to be here for another 34 years.
Best One locations are open Monday through Saturday. For info about service pickup and delivery, call the location nearest you. You can also find that information on their website. And here's a neat promotion from Best One on their Facebook page. You can nominate a frontline superhero of the week. Think medical personnel, first responders, anyone who's out there working hard for us. A weekly winner is chosen. They'll get free oil changes from Best One for a year. They're also running special deals on tires and service for those working on the front lines. Most of the area's big car dealerships also do have their service centers open, but many are having limited hours as well, so be sure to call ahead for that information. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Thank you, Brad. And tomorrow morning, you might want to have that heat on in the car. We've got some more chilly temperatures coming our way. And tonight, with those clearing skies, temperatures are kind of all over the place. The mild spot, Indianapolis at 54, but check out Bloomington at 43 and 46 degrees right now in the Kokomo area. Again, we'll have some areas of patchy frost going into your Monday morning with temperatures dropping into the middle and upper 30s, a low of 38 in the city for us. Now, some good news in your Monday forecast. If you are expecting a delivery, you're not going to have to home and get that out of any rain, because I think we're going to be dry. In fact, seeing a lot of sunshine in the Monday forecast, and temperatures will warm pretty quickly with that, and a bit of a west wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So we're already well into the 50s for noon, and then we'll get back into the lower and middle 60s for your Monday afternoon high. Pretty seasonal for this time of year. Combine it with the sunshine, it's going to feel really nice, especially compared to where we were last week. 62 for the high in Indianapolis, 60 in Richmond. Will be a little bit warmer warmer as you work your way into the Terre Haute and Bloomington areas with those temperatures in the middle 60s. Now, spring, it just keeps trying to warm up, but it's not gaining much ground here. And you can see those high temperatures over the next several days. There are a lot of ups and downs in that forecast. We're either at or below average for those highs for this time of year. And tomorrow evening, it's going to be a cold front that brings in that shot of cool air for Tuesday. With it, we could see a few very scattered and very light showers. I don't think we're going to see much rainfall at all out of this system here as we go into our Tuesday morning. In fact, the rain is already out of here, but it is going to leave behind a pretty cool day on Tuesday, even with some sunshine. Temperatures are going to struggle to hit that 50-degree mark. Your 7-day planning forecast, we put everything together for you, and the weather is fairly quiet to start off the week outside of that chance for some rain showers Monday night. It's into Wednesday morning. We've got another chance for some widespread frost out there at 34, but we warm nicely to 65, and then rain chances for the end of the week here, 58 with rain on Thursday, a little warmer Friday, and then we'll cool it back down. Those rain chances looks like they're going to stick around at least into the first half of next weekend. Well, you stick around. We'll be right back. You're watching the news at 11 on RTV6.
Fresh for everyone.
Oklahoma City is remembering the tragic events of April 19th, 1995, when a bomb went off at a federal office building, leaving 168 people dead. But because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the memorial today had to take place virtually. Here's ABC's Zachary Quiche.
On the 25th anniversary of the Oklahoma City bombing, the coronavirus pandemic is changing how the occasion is remembered.
We are grateful to have this unique opportunity to come together as a community, albeit virtually, as we pause to remember.
Instead of a ceremony at the memorial, an hour-long television special that people could watch from the safety of their own homes.
25 years ago, Oklahomans showed the nation and world what it looks like for a community to stand together in faith, neighbor helping neighbor.
168 lives were lost, 19 of them children.
Kayla Marie Titsworth. Dolores D. Stratton.
The 1995 bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building stands as the deadliest domestic terrorism attack in our nation's history. The image of firefighter Chris Fields cradling little Bailey Ullman came to symbolize the heartbreak and the heroism of that tragic day.
Bailey just represents the innocence that was lost that day.
Bailey had just celebrated her first birthday the day before.
On April 18th, we always go out and have drinks and dinner for Bailey's birthday.
The Oklahoma City National Memorial is empty today.
We'll put flowers on each of the chairs. We'll have a time when everyone can come back to the site.
Families of those lost hoping to come together once again around those 168 chairs, one for each victim. Zachary Quiche, ABC News, New York.
A number of businesses have changed their model over the last few weeks, and that includes a Tennessee company known in racing, first wanting to help the front line and now making a product available to anyone, a true helping hand. Sports director Dave First with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
You likely know the name. Chances are you definitely know their music label. And you know their passion since the age of 10. Scott and Mark Borchetta are the two behind Big Machine Vodka. Their sponsorship of the Brickyard 400. Whether it's Big Machine Records or Big Machine Vodka, in a Zoom call from Nashville, they're now adding something else during this pandemic.
How quickly did you want to pivot and say, hey, let's help some folks out?
My brother, it was before anybody was really doing anything, and he says, hey, Mark, should we make hand sanitizer? Literally the next day I called him up and I'm like, dude, we got to do this. This is going to be a need.
Within 6 days, Mark was out on the street handing first responders some 100 cases of hand sanitizer.
This is going to be a need months from now, isn't it?
We are now ordering by the 100,000.
Wow.
It's crazy. I can't tell you, we sold 7,000 bottles yesterday.
Production is coming from the same plants as their distillery, an easy modification producing sanitizer which meets the 80% alcohol CDC mandate.
You know, what we did is we made sure we didn't do a gel type thing. This is a product that's much more liquid, so it it evaporates more quickly.
Requests are coming in so quickly, the company is actually hiring to fulfill the demand. From small bottles to spray bottles, pints and gallon jugs, and orders on BigMachineVodka.com are coming in from around the world during this world pandemic.
I think what people need to do is keep listening and tuning in. And, nobody was prepared for this.
They've known racing for a while, partnering with drivers like Tony Kanaan, Santino Ferrucci, and Kyle Busch, now doing so much more.
You never would have dreamed that you'd be doing something like this.
We are so, of course, devastated to see what's going on out there, but at the same time, we're just so grateful. My brother and I talk every day and go, how fortunate are we to be in a position to help?
Help may be from where you least expect it, for as long as it takes. Dave First, RTV6 Sports.
Thank you, Dave. We've got a beautiful Monday forecast lined up with lots of sunshine and those temperatures making their way back into the 60s. But the 7-day forecast occasionally is going to have you reaching for that jacket and eventually the umbrella as we've got those rain chances returning by Thursday. Looks like those will linger into next weekend. And temperatures Saturday and Sunday going to be about 10 degrees below average. Nicole.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. Good Morning Indiana starts at 4:30.